I've been playing RuneScape for something like the last 20 years. It's always been something I like to do to unwind, relax, or just kill some time. But now, I'm looking for a challenge. So come with me while we leave the mainland behind and set up shop on the continent of Zeah. Alright, as promised in the last episode, we are going to be taking a break from some of the Corinne content. And we're going to be taking a look at some things down here on the southern half of the continent in Varlamore. The next quest for us in the Varlamore quest line is going to be the Twilight's Promise quest. I took a look at the wiki just to make sure I wasn't missing any item requirements or skill requirements or anything like that, and while there aren't any requirements directly, you do need 2 forms of combat for this quest. For us, with our stats, that's going to be a problem since we're range level 1 and magic level 3. We're going to go for melee +1, and I think I'm going to go ahead and start training my ranged here. I could go put on my Addy armor and go splash on sand crabs or guards or something, but honestly, I'd need the bones for the prayer training, so I'd rather actually get the kills, and we're going to need range at some point anyway, so I might as well just get going on it now. We'll probably start out on chickens and cows since we're level 1 ranged, but ultimately I want to go find a good source of big bones somewhere on the continent, since those will give 15 XP per bone, rather than just the 4.5 you get from normal bones. Alright, well that's enough talking about it, let's go get to it. Alright, these chickens and cows ain't gonna know what hit them. You ready for this? What are these, level 9 buffaloes? I don't think I can really hit those that well. We'll just start with the chickens until we get a few levels under our belt here. I guess we could, like, safe spot those guys over the fence probably, but honestly, chickens are fine. We need feathers too. I will be picking up every bone we get because we got a long ways to go till level 30. Alright, I came up to Corinne to get some upgraded ranged equipment, and I noticed this dude standing in the clothing shop wearing full graceful. Do I want to represent one of the houses of Great Corinne? Tell me more, I guess? You can recolor clothing to match the house you like the most. It's to recolor your graceful. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Jagex, please. Just make this man sell graceful. I don't care if it costs more. Just please, make him give me graceful. That's such a tease. I hate that. Well, the entire reason I even came up here was to get this leather body and these leather gloves. I don't think they even actually really do much for me at this point, but I don't care. I would like to have armor. And while we're at it, we might as well grab ourselves a cape, right? And there's 20 range. Nice. It's a pretty good milestone. We get to at least upgrade to the next tier of bow. I believe it's the Willow. So maybe we'll be able to hit a little harder now. I'm gonna go grab that. Just a quick check-in on the other stats here. We have gotten a couple prayer levels. Slow going with normal bones. I'm really looking forward to being able to go find big bones. I know there's a camp of giants somewhere in Shazian, I think. I think there's some hill giants down in the south end of Varlamore. I'm gonna have to go take a look at that at some point and see. I don't think I can hit consistent enough for it to be worth it for me to do that right now. Maybe once I get a couple more levels, I'll be able to do that and kickstart the prayer grind a little quicker. Well, I'm a little light on funds, so I was going to head up to Wintertodd for a bit to get some quick kills on that and get some cash. And I had the realization I can get into the Woodcutting Guild, which is great because they have a supply of hatchets you can buy, including, I believe, up to rune. So we don't have to go there with an iron hatchet anymore, which is fantastic. Let's see what they've got in stock. Oh yeah, look at all this. So the rune's 40k, can't afford that yet, but we can't get an Addy. So that's gonna be a huge bump. So we'll pick that up for now, and we will come back when we've got another 20k or so and snag the rune. Oh, there's 35 range. I think that's probably enough for us to go and give this quest a try. I don't know exactly what we have to do with our 2 combat styles, but I can't imagine it's much if the recommended combat level is only like level 40. Yeah, recommendation is only the combat level 40, so it can't be that high. I think we're just going to go ahead and give it a shot with what we've got here. The first Varlamorian delegation to visit the mainland in centuries had finally arrived in Varrock. They were met with a lot of curiosity and excitement from most of the citizens of Galenor. However, not everyone was pleased this merging of worlds was happening. A group of nameless bandits met in secret with a plan to disguise themselves as guards and assassinate one of the delegation members, presumably the prince. After convincing the captain of the Varrockian guards to arrest these individuals, we were allowed to accompany the prince in an attempt to interrogate one of the bandits that were captured. At the threat of potential cannibalism, he revealed that their target was actually the priest traveling with the group and not the prince. He also revealed that the unknown assailant who hired them was actually a Varlamorian citizen. It's time to quest in Varlamore. We've got our 2 methods of combat gear, ranged and melee. Let's go see what the Twilight Promise? The Twilight whatever people have to say about what has happened thus far. Ennius? Is this the one? I believe so. Doesn't look like much. I guess we'll start the quest off that. Hey, I recognize you two. You were part of the delegation to Varrock. Indeed we were. More than part of, we organized the whole thing, as was our duty. You, the prince, wishes to speak with you. He awaits you at the temple. Where do I find this temple? Oh, I thought this was the temple. Okay, I guess it's not. On the other side of the bazaar, south of here. I guess I'll get going. All right, well, I thought for sure that's where I'd meet, the prince, but I guess not. To the south we go. I have no idea what this quest line is going to be. The only quests that I've done in this quest line on any other account stop at the Perilous Moons quest, and I only did that so I could get access to the boss. I didn't even read any of the dialogue or anything, so I have no idea what anything is in this entire region of the map, but I'm very excited to see what it has to offer, because apparently the story's pretty good. I know your face. I've seen it 1,000 times before. I think you might have me confused with somebody else. Yes and no, this is our first encounter, and yet I know you better than most. You wear the face of my only true companion. You wear the face of death. Hold on a minute. Your only companion is death? You should probably get out more. That's valid. You jest, as your kind often do. Is that how you drown out their screams, I wonder? Is that how you hide your pain? All right, listen here, lady. I don't know what kind of other adventurers come through here, but I'm different. I haven't done anything that bad, yet. I've only killed like a couple hundred hill giants, and some bandits, and maybe some chickens and buffalo, but still. Few seek an introduction with the sect of Renewal. They spend their days in Ralos's light. The darkness hides the inevitable truth that they prefer to shy away from. I am Metzli Teokan of Renewal. You I already know. You are the one that saved the life of my counterpart. Teokan, so there are 2 of you? Yes, as Teokan of Renewal, I lead the sect of Renewal. My counterpart Servius leads the Church of Ralos. I'm meant to be meeting the prince here. Yes, you are. He's speaking with Servius down in the crypt. Not a place you'd normally find the Teokan of Ralos, but the prince desired the privacy only Renewal can offer. Well then, I'd better head down there. I should probably ask more questions, but I'm not going to, because that is how my character operates. Okay, we got a nice little crypt here. Is this a sacrificial altar? Because that's certainly what it looks like. That makes me feel right at home here. From here, we enter a very lengthy conversation between Prince Itzla and his father, Servius, the Teokan of Ralos. Laying out what very little information we have about the attempt leaves only a few suspects to pick from. First, we know that they were a Varlamorian citizen. Next, they would need to have in-depth knowledge about the delegation members as well as the trip as a whole. Finally, they would need to have access to the mainland before the treaty was signed, which really only leaves the Talus twins and the Knights as potential suspects. Servius and the Prince both agree that the Tolas twins have long served the Kingdom of Varlamore, and it's unlikely they would have been involved in the plot. This really only leaves the Knights as a potential suspect. The prince instructs us to go check with the Tullis twins at the palace. Since they were involved in much of the planning of the delegation, they would be the ones to know which knights were involved and where to find them. The prince insists that Servius head back to the palace as well, as that would be the safest place in Varlamore for him to be at the moment. However, as the Teokan of Relos, Servius believes that his duty to his people supersedes any failed assassination attempt, and he states that he'll be heading back to the Tailmat at once. Aeneas, how's it going? Seems the prince has new chores for us. What does the prince need now? He asked me to investigate the knights who are part of the delegation to Varrock. He suspects one of them may have been involved in the plot to kill the Teokan. Has he forgotten that he himself leads the Knights of Varlamore? Surely he'd be best placed to deal with any of their wrongdoings. He's staying with Servius in case there's another attempt on his life. It is wise to keep the Teokan under close protection, and we are well prepared to support this investigation. The delegation consisted of 6 knights. Given recent events, I requested that they make us aware of their activities. I suggest you seek them out and ask them to return here. This crest will mark you as a representative of the Queen herself. Show it to them, and they will not refuse. Not unless they fancy revealing themselves as the traitor, which doesn't seem likely. You there, Knight of Varlamore. Aeneas and Furia Tullus need you to return to the palace. If that were so, you'd have proof. Well, I just so happen to have this. Well, you're not going anywhere until our work here is done. If you want us back at the palace, you'd best help. A band of thieves has been active here recently, but we came up with a way to track them down. We planted a nice shiny amulet on one of the stalls. Sure enough, it was stolen soon after. Find the amulet, tell us who is carrying it. We can then follow them right to the rest of their group. How will I find it? Beat them at their own game. Go looking through a few pockets. Well, this doesn't sound totally orthodox, but fair enough. I'm guessing, yeah, not the wealthy citizens. I'm guessing it's just the regular citizens. I do, in fact, have the amulet. How would you know it? I got it on the first try. The man in the blue had it. He'll lead us right to those thieves. So you'll return to the palace now? We'll be there once the thieves are dealt with. It won't take us long. The next set of guards is looking for a crate of smuggled weapons hidden somewhere here on the docks. Based on the very detailed description that the guard gives us, it's obvious that he didn't make an ounce of effort to actually find this himself, and he was just waiting for some idiot to come along and do it for him. I am that idiot, apparently. We found the crate. The ship it's from is called the Fortis Spark. Perfect. My work here is done. The city really is very, very well made. I love the aesthetic of this place. That's part of the reason that I really wanted to do this account in the first place, was that I love Varlamore. Corinne is like, it's nice, it's got its moments, it's pretty, but Varlamore is the first piece of content that I have been like really here for at release. They knocked it out of the park with this place, I gotta say. Well, look who it is. I don't know you. I told you not to have that last one. Look at you. Stop whining. Right, well, the two of you have been asked to report to the palace as soon as you can. Report? I don't think so. It's our day off. Sorry, I have this crest here that says otherwise. Ah, now that's going to be a problem. Azali here can't go showing up to the palace in this state. We need to sober her up. Where's the nearest fountain? There's one outside the gates just to the east here, but how does a fountain help? Nothing like a little dunk to sober you up a bit. Come with me. Oh, we're going somewhere new. Yeah, let's go take a bath. I don't think you're going to like this one. Oh, I kind of thought she was just going to, like, throw her face into the water. That'd have been funny. All right, well, that's it. Feeling a bit better now? Not really. Well, that'll have to do. You need to head over to the palace. This day is the worst. Fine, I'll head over there soon. Hi there. Sorry, but I'm waiting for someone. Well, you might need to meet with them some other time. You're needed back at the palace. You don't work for the palace. Why would they send you? I am working directly for the prince, actually. Brand new here and already started working for the prince. Very strange. Maybe, but like I said, you're needed at the palace. First, I'm here for some training, but it seems my training partner is a no-show. You look like you know a thing or two. You can take his place. Yes, join me in the Colosseum for some training. Once we're done, I'll return to the palace. Oh, and bring 2 attack styles with you. I want some variety. And it'll help me test my faith in Ralos. Yep, I got 2 combat styles already. Came prepared. Let's do it. Do I just attack? Do I have to actually kill him? Oh my gosh. I don't have any food. I didn't realize that, like, this was... Okay, hang on. Yes, leave. I didn't realize what we were gonna end up doing. Hang on. I kind of thought it would just be like, attack me and I'll block your attacks kind of thing. I didn't expect like an actual fight, so... okay, so I can't use the bank chest yet. I guess we'll be right back. Take 2. We are fully prepared, and I didn't actually get any run energy. Well, shit. This is going to be tough. This is a disaster already. So how much do I have to do with my bow and arrow here before I can switch to my real armor? Oh, I see. I see what we're doing here. Okay. Hang on. Let me pot up. I need to make him a left click. Hang on. Swap left click. Really? Okay, well I can't left click him, I guess. One more hit, come on. Come on, one more hit, that's all we need. Come on. Oh wait, he's praying. One more hit, come on. There we go. Not even close. Wasn't even worried. You fought well in there. I should train with you more often. So you'll return to the palace now? Yes, I will head over there shortly. Perfect. Furia, have I spoken to all the knights? I sure have. They'll be here shortly. 6 knights, but likely only 1 traitor. How do you intend to work out who it is? Well, I'm gonna guess asking nicely will not work. After they were picked for the delegation, the knights were granted beds in the Kualti headquarters, just west of here. I would suggest you search there for anything of note. We'll keep the knights busy. Sounds like a plan. You could have told me about that earlier, though, and I could have saved some time and done that all at once. Huh, what do you know? Let's read that incriminating letter. All right, well, there's something about the final dawn in there. Not sure if that's like a ritual that they're trying to get done or what, but we know who the culprit is. I found a letter to one of the knights. It seems that Valem is our traitor. You sure? I'm so sure. Should I kill him now, or do you want to have a hearing first? Personally, I think we should just kill him now. The letter directed him to arrange the death of the Teokan. It also mentioned something called Twilight's Promise and something else called the Final Dawn. Then it sounds like Valem has some explaining to do. This should be fun. That sounds creepy. I don't like that. Which one is it? You've been found to be a traitor of the Kingdom of Varlamore. What? I don't understand. We know you attempted to arrange the murder of the Teokan of Relos. Do you have anything to say about this? This isn't true. Someone must have set me up. Your lies mean nothing here. Your guilt has already been proven. No, this isn't right. For you, this is the only thing that's right. Yo, she just hit a 50. What weapon is that? The rest of you are dismissed. Good lord, I was only half kidding about just straight up killing him. You killed him. What were you expecting? That we'd invite him to sit down for dinner and drinks? I don't know how they do things where you come from, but you're in Varlamore now. This is how we deal with traitors. We should have questioned him. Now we have no idea who he was working for. Well, it's done now, so little point in dwelling on it. I mean, my guy's kind of right, and that's kind of sus, not gonna lie. While my brother may have been a touch too hasty, he is right. What's done is done. You should return to the prince and let him know. Fine. Itzla and Servia said they were going to something called a Teomat. Makes sense. The Teomat is the center of all religion in Varlamore. The Teokan would have been eager to return to his home. You'll find the Teomat atop Ralos' rise, but it's quite the walk from here. You should speak to Regulus Cento outside about a faster method of travel. Nisal Adventurer, do you wish to return to Varrock? Never ask me about Varrock again. I don't want to hear that word come out of your dirty little mouth. I was told to ask you about getting to the Teomat. Well, you'll be pleased to know that Prince Itzla has already granted me permission to give you your very own Quetzal, free of charge. Heck yeah, give me a pet. My own Quetzal? That's right, and I've already picked out the perfect one. This here is Renu. She finished training not too long ago and has been eagerly awaiting her first rider. Renu perks up at the sound of her name. Oh, I already love her. Now, Reno here isn't as experienced as Primio, so don't expect her to be taking you too far. However, she's more than capable of flying anywhere in Varlamore, provided there's somewhere suitable to land. Now, why don't you two properly introduce yourselves with each other? I have the perfect thing to help with that. Some Quetzal feed. Heck yeah, dude, I love these birds. They're fantastic. I will feed this bird every chance I get. I have something for you. Eagerly takes the feed. Oh, so cute. Good bird. This is the tailmat. I didn't realize that that's what this was. We're going to spend a lot of time here in the future because the libation bowl is right there. Right there. And you bless your bones, you bless wines at that altar. And somewhere over here, you bless bone shards, I think. But we'll figure that out later. I've never had to actually bless my own bone shards before. Welcome to the tailmat. So how did your investigation go? I found a letter on one of the knights. The letter instructed him to arrange the death of Servius. One of my own knights. I will need to swiftly deal with this. Well, about that. Ennius killed him as soon as we found out. Ah, excellent. Such should be the fate of all traitors. Wow. But Ennius killed him before we could even question him. That's unfortunate. It would have been good to know who he was working for. No matter, though, I'm sure we'll find another way of getting to the bottom of this. Does it not bother you how quickly Ennius killed him? Is that not a bit odd? Here in Varlamore, justice is delivered swiftly and harshly. Ennius may have taken that a bit too literally, but there's not much we can do about that now. But do you not find it suspicious? I find a letter perfectly implicating one of the knights, but he's been quickly killed before he can be questioned. Seems like a pretty good way of covering things up, don't you think? The Tollus family have loyally served the ruler of Varlamore since the death of Emperor Emaphor. For one of them to be a traitor is unthinkable. It's a dangerous accusation indeed. That said, the family does have a bit of a history. My family has not always ruled Varlamore. In fact, it was the Tollus family who reigned the majority of the kingdom's history. That all ended when good old Emaphor declared the kingdom to be his new empire. He celebrated by going on a nice little murder spree. One war later, and dear old Emaphor found himself without a head. Had that not happened, the throne would have eventually passed down to Furia. Right, and you don't think that might be a good reason for her and Ennius to be traitors? Emaphor's death was over 100 years ago, excuse me? His family had no love for him, and they've loyally served the Archons since. Yes, very true, but Zeah also has valid concerns. We need to be careful of assumptions, but it would seem it would be wise for us to keep an eye on the two of them from now on. The letter I found mentioned two things, Twilight's Promise and the Final Dawn. Twilight's Promise, I've never heard of that. Wonder if it has anything to do with the Twilight Emissaries. A nice religious cult that has an unhealthy obsession with the end of the world. They've never caused any major problems before, so we've mostly let them be. However, given this revelation, perhaps it's time to pay a little closer attention to their dealings. And the Final Dawn? Nothing more than blasphemy. It's not something we should waste our time thinking about. I don't know about that. As you can see, the Final Dawn is a bit of a controversial topic. It's a religious belief. An unofficial religious belief. It's an unofficial religious belief concerning the end of the world. Oddly enough, our friends in the Twilight Emissaries are big fans of it. Where could I learn more about the Final Dawn? It's not something I care to know more about, but if anyone around here were to know, it would be Metzli. The sect of Renewal are responsible for maintaining the library here. That includes dealing with any forbidden materials. Right, I'll see if she can help me. Yeah, there's a lot to digest there. Let's go talk to Metzli. Metzli gives us a lot more information about her sect of the Varlamorian people. She describes how her people are responsible for maintaining the libraries around the kingdom, and that in order for us to understand the Final Dawn, we first need to understand the concept of Zemua. The idea of Zemua was passed down to them by a group known only as the Old Ones. They believed that the world would come and go in cycles, that the world would eventually end and be rebirthed from the ashes of the old. And when she says ashes, she means that literally. They believe that one day the world will end when Ralos and Renewal come together to cleanse the world in holy fire. Then the world can be reborn. The Final Dawn, however, take that one step further. They believe it's their duty to facilitate this cataclysm. The Twilight Emissaries are among some of the people with this belief. I need you outside now. We have a bit of an issue. This was supposed to be a short quest. Why is this quest is long? Okay, we are fighting. Okay, yep, melee gear, please. I gotta save this knight. I got you, don't worry. He's gonna die. There is no way you're gonna live, Mr. Guard. You got 1 HP, eat some food. Fine, I guess I can step in and take the aggro off you. But man, you gotta eat some food or something. You can't come to a battle without food and supplies and expect to do well. You're welcome. The heck was that about? Oh. What happened? I'm sorry, Prince, but we're not sure. None of the attackers made it inside, but Metzli has disappeared. Ah, surely not. Thankfully, the blade missed his heart, but we should get him to the capital as soon as possible. Ensure no time is wasted. Well, this has been a bit of a mess. That's putting it lightly, Prince. What do we do now? Mother will need informing of what happened here. After that, I'll need some time to consider our next move. I'll be in touch once I have a plan. Tomoiva for now, and may the sun light your way. Well then, that was eventful. Quest completed. We get the Quetzal use. We can teleport to the Civitas Illa Fortis, which will be very nice to not have to spend 1,000 gold every time. And a fat 3k thieving XP. No levels off that, but very close. We've got some mystery and intrigue down here in Varlamore as well. Seems like neither one of these kingdoms has their stuff together at the moment, huh?